Silence is not weakness, it is power. In a world where people rush to defend, argue, and prove themselves, the Stoic understands that not every battle is worth fighting. There are moments in life when words become useless, when actions, both yours and those of the universe, speak louder. The great Stoic philosophers, from Marcus Aurelius to Epictetus, taught us that wisdom lies in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Not out of fear, but out of discipline. Not out of helplessness, but out of strength. Because silence is not the absence of response, it is a calculated decision to let life, let justice, and let karma take its course. You do not need to chase revenge. You do not need to beg for understanding. You do not need to argue with fools. When the time is right, the universe will set things straight. Today, I will take you through 7 moments in life when you must stay silent and let karma do what it does best. Master these, and you will walk through life with peace, control, and unshakable power. Let's begin. 1. When someone betrays you, let their own actions expose them. Betrayal cuts deep. It shakes your trust, challenges your emotions, and tempts you to react with anger or revenge. But a Stoic understands that reacting emotionally only gives power to the betrayer. Instead of lashing out, instead of explaining yourself, instead of trying to force justice, stay silent and let their own actions reveal the truth. Betrayal is a reflection of the betrayer, not the betrayed. When someone deceives you, lies to you, or turns against you, they are exposing their own character, not diminishing yours. The person who chooses to betray has already lost something far more valuable than anything they took from you: their integrity. Integrity cannot be stolen. It is only surrendered. And once it's lost, it follows a person like a shadow, defining them in ways they cannot escape. The natural instinct is to confront them, to call them out, to ensure that the world sees them for who they truly are. But the truth has a way of surfacing without your intervention. The more you try to force it, the more desperate you appear. The more you fight, the more energy you waste on someone who has already proven unworthy of your time. Instead, let them walk their own path. The people who matter will eventually see through their deception. Time is the ultimate revealer of truth. In the moments of betrayal, the Stoic response is simple. Observe, but do not react. Feel the pain, but do not let it control you. Accept the lesson, but do not let it harden your heart. When you remain silent in the face of betrayal, you send a clear message, not to them, but to yourself. You refuse to be controlled by the actions of another. You refuse to lower yourself to their level. You refuse to let anger dictate your next move. The betrayer will face the consequences of their own choices, whether through lost trust, broken relationships, or the inevitable return of their own actions. Life will handle them in ways far more effective than any revenge you could plan. Your silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the power to walk away with dignity while the weight of betrayal crushes the one who caused it. 2. When arguing with a fool, silence is the best response to ignorance. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every person is worth debating. A fool does not seek truth, they seek validation. They do not argue to understand, they argue to win. Engaging with them is like wrestling in the mud. You both get dirty, but the fool enjoys it. The Stoics taught that wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Arguing with someone who refuses to listen is like shouting into the wind. It changes nothing but drains your energy. If a person is committed to misunderstanding you, no amount of logic, reasoning, or proof will open their mind. They do not want to learn, they want to provoke. Many times, the strongest response is no response at all. Silence is not an admission of defeat, it is a demonstration of control. The moment you refuse to engage, you remove their power. A fool thrives on reaction. They feed on anger, on frustration, on the need to be right. Take that away, and they are left to argue with themselves. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When faced with ignorance, your greatest weapon is restraint. Let them talk, let them argue, let them expose their own foolishness while you remain above it. 3. When facing false accusations. Truth needs no defense. Being falsely accused is one of the most frustrating experiences in life. It stirs anger, creates confusion, and tempts you to defend yourself at all costs. You want to prove your innocence, explain your side, and make the accuser see their mistake. But a Stoic knows that truth stands on its own. It does not require endless arguments, desperate explanations, or emotional outbursts. The more you try to defend yourself, the more guilty you may appear. False accusations often come from people who have already made up their minds. They are not looking for the truth. They are looking to control the narrative. Arguing with them does not bring clarity, it only gives them more power over your emotion. The more energy you waste trying to change their opinion, the more they succeed in pulling you into their web of lies. Instead, a Stoic remains calm, knowing that the truth will reveal itself in time. Epictetus once said, "If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against their accusations, but instead reply, 'You obviously don't know me well enough, otherwise you would not say such things.'" This mindset shifts the power dynamic. Rather than begging for validation, you show quiet confidence in who you are. People who matter will judge you by your actions, not by false words spoken against you. If the accusation is minor, let it pass. People who believe lies without evidence were never on your side to begin with. If the accusation has consequences, respond only with facts, never with anger. The moment you react emotionally, you give your accuser what they want. Silence and self-control confuse those who expect you to break. They expect defensiveness, rage, or desperation. When you give them none of that, they are left with nothing but their own dishonesty. History has proven that false accusations do not last. Lies crumble under the weight of time, while the truth remains steady. The less you fight, the more you trust the process. Those who seek to harm you will eventually be exposed by their own deception. Let karma take care of the liar, while you focus on your integrity. You do not need to prove anything to those who do not seek the truth. Live in such a way that your actions speak for you. The truth always wins, without a single word spoken in its defense. 4. When dealing with disrespect, dignity is louder than words. Disrespect is a test, not a reflection of your worth. When someone insults you, belittles you, or tries to undermine you, your first instinct may be to defend yourself, respond with anger, or put them in their place. But a Stoic knows that true strength is not in reacting, it is in remaining unmoved. Disrespectful people seek control. They want to provoke you, to shake your composure, to pull you into their level of negativity. The moment you react, they win. Silence, on the other hand, is the most powerful response. It shows that their words hold no weight in your world. It proves that you are not easily shaken by petty attacks. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you always have the option of having no opinion. This means you do not have to internalize insults or let them affect your peace. The words of others only have power if you allow them to. A person's disrespect does not lower your value, it only exposes their character. When faced with disrespect, let your dignity be your shield. Your silence will say more than any argument ever could. It will remind them, and yourself, that you are above their words, untouched by their negativity, and in complete control of your emotions. 5. When someone takes advantage of you, karma keeps its own score. There are times in life when people will take advantage of your kindness, your trust, or your generosity. They will use you for their benefit, manipulate your good nature, and leave you feeling betrayed or foolish. The natural reaction is to seek justice, to demand fairness, or to make them feel the same pain they caused you. But a Stoic understands that revenge is not necessary. Karma already has its own way of balancing the scales. When someone wrongs you, it is not your responsibility to make them realize their mistake. Life has a way of teaching lessons that words never could. People who take advantage of others do not escape the consequences of their actions. They build a reputation for themselves, and over time, their selfishness catches up with them. The bridges they burn today will be the roads they need tomorrow. Epictetus said, "If someone is treating you unfairly, do not let it anger you. They are only harming themselves." This is the mindset of a Stoic. You do not let the wrongdoing of others disrupt your inner peace. If someone takes advantage of you, recognize it, learn from it, and move forward. But do not waste your time plotting revenge or demanding justice. The universe has a way of repaying people exactly what they deserve. Karma is not always immediate, but it is always at work. Those who manipulate others will eventually face the consequences of their deception. The people they fool today will not trust them tomorrow. The opportunities they gain through dishonesty will slip away when they are exposed. The relationships they exploit will turn against them when the truth comes out. Your silence and distance will be more powerful than any confrontation. The best response to being taken advantage of is not anger, it is growth. Set boundaries, learn the lesson, be wiser next time, but never let someone's deceit change your character. Continue to be kind, but with awareness. Continue to be generous, but with discernment. Continue to trust, but with wisdom. In the end, karma handles every debt. Stay silent, move forward, and watch as life delivers justice in ways you never could. Those who take advantage of others always meet their own downfall, without you ever having to lift a finger. 6. When people underestimate you, success is the only proof you need. At some point in life, you will be underestimated. People will doubt your abilities, dismiss your potential, and assume you are incapable of achieving greatness. They may mock your dreams, question your skills, or label you as insignificant. Your first instinct might be to prove them wrong immediately, to argue, to defend yourself, or to force them to see your worth. But a Stoic knows that words mean nothing, results mean everything. When someone underestimates you, do not waste your energy trying to convince them otherwise. Let them believe what they want. Let them doubt you. Let them overlook you. It is not your job to correct their perception. It is your job to keep working in silence. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." The same principle applies when people doubt you. Do not waste your time arguing about what you are capable of. Just show them through action. The most powerful response to underestimation is quiet, consistent progress. While others talk, you work. While they doubt, you prepare. While they watch, you rise. The truth is, people who underestimate you do so from their own limitations. They cannot see your vision because it is beyond their level of thinking. They measure you by their standards, not realizing that you operate on a different level. If you try to argue with them, you lower yourself to their perspective. But when you stay silent and focus on your path, you allow your results to speak louder than their words ever could. The greatest victories come in silence. Think of the most successful people in history. Many were doubted, mocked, and dismissed before they achieved greatness. They did not waste time debating their potential. They simply worked until their success became undeniable. When someone underestimates you, let it fuel your discipline, not your emotions. Stay quiet, stay focused, and let your achievements do the talking. Because in the end, the loudest voice in the room is not the one making noise. It is the one proving everyone wrong without saying a single word. 7. When seeking revenge, the universe delivers justice better than you ever could. Revenge is a tempting thought when someone wrongs you. The desire to make them feel the same pain they caused you can be overwhelming. You may think that by striking back, you will restore balance, regain power, or prove a point. But a Stoic understands that revenge is a waste of time and energy. because the universe delivers justice in its own way, far better than you ever could. The need for revenge comes from an emotional response, not wisdom. Anger clouds judgment, and when you act out of revenge, you lower yourself to the level of the person who wronged you. Instead of moving forward, you remain stuck in a cycle of resentment. You give them control over your thoughts, your actions, and your peace of mind. But when you let go and trust that life will handle them, you free yourself from that burden. Seneca wisely said, "A wise man is content with his own self and does not seek revenge." This does not mean you allow people to walk over you. It means you understand that their actions will return to them, whether you intervene or not. People who do wrong will eventually face the consequences of their choices. Their dishonesty will catch up to them. Their betrayal will isolate them. Their cruelty will be met with justice in ways far greater than anything you could orchestrate. Karma is real, not as some mystical force, but as a simple law of cause and effect. What a person puts into the world, they will eventually receive. The one who deceives will be deceived. The one who betrays will be betrayed. The one who harms others will find themselves harmed. You do not need to rush the process. Time will handle it for you. Instead of seeking revenge, is to heal, to succeed, and to become so strong that their actions no longer affect you. While they are consumed by their own negativity, you will rise above it, untouched and unbothered. The greatest power is knowing that justice does not need your hands to be served. Walk away, let go, and trust that the universe will handle every debt in ways you never imagined. Stay silent, move forward, and watch as life delivers justice far better than you ever could.